Well, good Monday morning, y'all. So today is a little different again. I am in my kitchen, and it's a small kitchen, so I don't normally show it on camera. But as you can see, I've got some pint jars that I have just sterilized and have them turned upside down on a clean cloth. So today I'm going to show you how I am preserving green tomatoes. I've got my hair up in a bun, I've got my apron on, and I am ready to preserve some of the green tomatoes. So y'all come on, let's do this thing. So everybody needs fried green tomatoes in their life in the wintertime. So this is my way of preserving them to be able to fry them in the wintertime. So my goal is to have fresh vegetables year-round. And so yesterday evening late, I went and picked a bunch of green tomatoes from the garden. They're just lovely. Most of these big ones are Homesteading tomatoes, and they're just they're perfect. So let's get these washed and cleaned up real quick, and then I will show you step by step how I preserve them and can them for use in the future. So the first thing that I do is wash the green tomatoes, of course, and they are washed. They're still a little damp. And I'm gonna cut off the blossom end and the bottom end. So just some really thin slices. And put those to the side because the goats and chickens, turkeys, etc. really love the scrap tomatoes. And let's just get these sliced up. I've had several people to comment and say, how do you preserve this? How do you preserve that? Can you show us? And I normally don't show what I do every day in the kitchen, or you know, I just show quick clips of everything that I do because yeah, I just want to get it done, and I go so fast every day that it would probably tire you out looking at everything that I get done in a day. But my husband works full-time, and I am a full-time farmer, homesteader, and wife, and I just try to get everything, you know, I try to get as much work as I can get done in a day and still be able to have him some supper on the table when he comes home in the evenings. So I also want to be able to provide meals all winter long and not have to worry about, ooh, I've got to go to the grocery store because I don't have any side dishes to cook. No, I want to be able to go to my pantry, and that's my whole goal, is to be able to go to my pantry, grab out some vegetables that I canned personally, and be able to cook them for his dinner. Now, I try not to go to the grocery store often because it is so expensive to buy groceries now. So that is the whole goal of a lot of homesteaders, is to be able to grow your own food, and the fact that you know what's in it and you know that it's healthy. You know, in the garden where the corn and peas are, pure chicken manure in there. There's no organic, I mean, there's no commercial fertilizer at all in those. So yeah, here are my green tomatoes. So let's start cutting them and packing them in jars. And like I was saying, I know what's in my food. And they started from Hoss seeds. And I am really trying to slice these about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so the recipe that I use calls for a cup of white vinegar to a gallon of water. And that's what we're gonna heat up and pour over the tomatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that on the stove now. We'll pour it over them when they get done. But in the meantime, the recipe calls for a tablespoon of canning salt to each jar. But since I'm doing pint jars, I'm going to use a half of a tablespoon to each jar. Okay, so now that I have the vinegar water boiling and I've got the salt in here, now I'm going to heat up my lids. This is to release bubbles in the mixture. Okay, y'all, the vinegar water is boiling. So now I'm going to take the mixture and I'm going to pour it down in the tomatoes. I have to pour it slow so that it can get down between the tomatoes. Okay. Put that there for a second. Okay, y'all, so I've got 10 pints of green tomatoes so far this morning. Have spent very little time on it, and I can go about my day, the rest of my day, and do the other things that I need to do. I've got to go ahead and process some squash and zucchini and maybe some pickles from the cucumbers. But this hasn't taken long at all this morning, and I've been videoing it, and that kind of makes it go a little bit slower. But so right now I'm going to go and put these in the water bath canner, and when they come out, I'll show you what they look like. Okay. There's all 10. Dry them off a little bit. So there are 10 meals for the wintertime. So that's how we do it at G&G Farms. And I wake up in the mornings and start some preserving lately because it has been just a bountiful harvest this year, and I've got to get stuff put away. So far today I have done the 10 pints of green tomatoes, but I've also done some zucchini and squash. And later this week I'll be doing more peaches. Every day I'll be doing probably green tomatoes, corn, squash, zucchini. I've got some peppers coming in, so I may be doing some peppers. But you see I've got my canner here on the porch because I've got this nice little, there we go, Camp Chef. I have a glass top stove. Yeah, it's just difficult to do any canning on that glass top stove, and so I have to actually do the physical canning part out here. I can prepare the jars in the kitchen, but I just kind of bring them in a basket out here, put them in the canner, whether it's water bath or whether it's pressure canning. I do it all on the porch on this Camp Chef stove because it's more like a gas stove for the kitchen than it is for, you know, any kind of an outdoor grill type thing. So I bought it just especially for canning, and it has really served its purpose. It's nice and clean and got good clean flame coming from it and heats up very fast. So yeah, I'm gonna go now and harvest some more corn, look and see how the peas are doing. See if we can go ahead and get a lot more canning done today. I've got to run and grab some feed for the animals today. I've got to replenish hay. I've got to fill up the water tank. So I've got a job cut out for me for the rest of the day, but I just wanted to bring you guys along and show you how I actually preserve my green tomatoes. The red tomatoes are done a lot different, but that's how we do the green ones. So y'all have a good day, and y'all farm on.